Hi everyone, this is Ankit Pandey and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm recording this video for my course Analytic Storytelling. In today's world, there is a severe crisis of jobs in the market. Students are wondering all the time that what should they do actually in order to land themselves a job, and also the graduates are stressing about like how can they elevate their salary so that they can afford their living and pursue other things as well. Now, in order to understand this, I used a salary placement dataset. The dataset had the collection of 9,000 engineering graduates, and that data served the purpose of gaining the deeper insights so that we can evaluate the causes of someone being placed and someone not being placed, or someone getting a salary or someone getting greater salary. So in order to address this, we formed a research question, and the research question is: what combination of technical skills, academic performance and experiential factors most significantly determine graduate placement success and their salary outcomes? Further, we divided this broad research question into the four sub research questions. The first sub research question was: which technical skills? In technical skills, we are taking Python, data structure algorithm, machine learning, and web development. Like out of all these skills, which is most strongly associated with higher placement and the greater salary? The second sub research question, which we will look into, is: how does the college style and CGPA interact to influence placement and salary? So, is only getting a higher CGPA enough, or are there even other factors? We'll look into that. The third sub research question is: how does the number of internship and the number of project completed impact the student placement and salary outcomes? And the last sub research question was: how do the soft skills like communication and aptitude influence the student placement rate and salary outcomes? Now, in order to understand all this, we looked into it by building visualization in the Power BI. Now, as we can see, we build a lot of things. You can see in the screen the KPIs. The placement rate was 85.58%. This means that out of all the students, 85.58% of the students' content in the dataset could land a job. And what was their average salary? Their average salary was 64.65 lakhs per annum. But unfortunately, only 1.75% of the total graduates could land themselves in the top tech rate or the top tech organization, and the internship salary premium was 9.31 LPA. Now, as we see, like average salary by each company type, then we understand that top tech company gives the biggest salary, like out of all this company, and startups gives the lowest salary. In the startups, the salary is just 44.48 LPA, which is the lowest average salary, and in the top tech companies, the salary is 105.24 LPA. If we look into the branches to understand, like, does studying certain branch ensure that you have a higher placement rate, then I would say it's even between all the branches of the engineering, as we can see in the chart. So this does not really determine anything. Now, in order to answer the sub research question one, like which how the technical skills are impacting the placement, then we build these charts. First of all, we can see the placement rate versus skill score. Like if you have just once, if you don't have any skills, like out of these four skills, then the chances of you being placed is 57%. But let's say if you have all these four skills, then your chances of being placed is 98.65%, which is great. Now, also we can see placement rate with respect to different attributes. Then we can find that coding score, ML skill, Python skill, and web development skill like aggregate to almost the same percentage of them being placed. Now, referring to the average salary of various job types in organization types, as we discussed, like it is the most in the top tech organization. But if we look at the job role, analyst, data analyst, and all, then the average salary is almost constant. So the average salary is moreover determined by the type of organization that the student are working. Like startup has the lowest and top tech has the highest. Now, as we move into the sub research question 2, does the college tier and CGPA interact to influence placement and salary? If we look into the chart, the KPIs, we can find that the if someone is passed from either of the tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3, then the average salary is almost the same. So the tier does not really have a significant effect. But if we see at the placement rate by college tier, then the placement rate of someone studying in the college tier 1 is 94%, while someone studying in the third tier is just 76%. So this had some effect. And we divided CGPA into the CGPA band, and if someone has CGPA which is greater than 8, then the then the average salary is 58.13 LPA. But if someone has the CGPA which is lesser than 6, then the salary is 51.91 LPA. Also, if we look into the salary distribution by the organization type, then if someone has, let's say, CGPA of 6.15, then the average salary of that person is 80.72. And if someone has a CGPA average of 9.8, which is great, then their salary LPA is 77.49. So are they not like similar? So does CGPA really matters? Now we move into the sub research question 3 and 4. We can see, so when someone does not do any internship, then the chances of them being placed is 77.2%, 0.02%. But if someone has done 3 internships, then that number rises to 97%. Also, if we look at the scatter plot, placement rate by communication score, if someone has a very good communication score, then there are high chances of that person being placed because the curve is upward sloping. And also, if we look at the number of projects and the placement rate, when the project number is just one, then the placement is 76%, while if someone has done 6 projects, then the placement is 95%. So this also has a good impact. Now, if we look at aptitude score influencing salary LPA, then this is evenly distributed throughout the chart. So this means that this does not have a very big impact on the average salary. Now, average of salary by internship. If someone has done 3 internships, then the average salary is 63. And if someone has done just one, then average salary is 56.21 LPA. So with each internship that the students do more, the salary rises more. Now let's look into the findings. Now from all this, we have come together with 4 findings. The first finding is skill breadth is number one placement driver. So if someone has high technical skills, let's say all 4 technical skills, the average salary LPA increases by 15.49% as the skill score goes up. And also the finding 2, is that college tires affects placement rate but not the salary, as we discussed before. If we look into the findings 3, then this tells that the biggest detriment of a student not being placed is the backlog. If someone has backlogs which is more than 2, the average salary decreases by 25.29 lpa, which is a great number. Also, the finding number 4 tells us that top tech companies pay significantly more than startup and MNCs. But unfortunately, only 1.75% of the students can land there. And the ones like who have higher chances of landing a job in the top tech companies are the one who have sound technical skills. Like from all of this analysis, we find out that like if the students have technical skills like ML, Python, data structure, algorithm, and web development, then their chances increase significantly, and they are the biggest uh, influencers of students getting a job. Now, if we have to pass a few recommendations, then recommendation number 1, which is very obvious, that universities should mandate Python and data structure within the core curriculum, because students with these two skills are achieving higher salary and also higher placement rates. And the second recommendation would be internship access should be made equal in all the colleges in the tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, because more the number of internship, the higher chances of them being placed. And last but not the least, it's also the responsibility of students to be mindful of backlogs, because having it is a detriment to the placement rate, and also it decreases the salary drastically. Now, saying this much, the conclusion is that skills skills are the supreme thing, and we all should focus on acquiring them. Thank you.